Hey everybody, I'm back. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Welcome to my channel. It's just Rhonda, and we're just here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 30. We got one more left. We have made it to the finale. I thought we would be like done with this by 24, but it looks like we're gonna roll on into 24 with it. But yeah, while we're here, do me a favor, go ahead, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get into this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, child. So, so we're back at the house over in Houston, and we're in the middle of doing these team building exercises that the Fletchers set aside for everybody. This exercise that they're working in right now is the free fall. You know, that's where you fall back into somebody's arms and you trust that they're going to catch you. Well, we're going to put the people that we don't trust in the free fall exercise and see like how that all turns out. So, Tisha and Stormy, y'all go first. I don't know that like they don't really have trust issues. They just don't really vibe with each other. But anyway, Tisha pretends to fall back and then she realizes maybe she just don't really trust Stormy that much, so she's not gonna do it. Courtney falls into Marcel's arms. I do believe Mel asked these people to not be pairing up with her with Martell during games, but you know, Miss Mel went ahead and did it again. Nell and Mel, Mel and Nell. Miss Nell went ahead and did it again. So we're gonna pair up Mel and Martell, as if that's something that any of us want to participate in. We don't. So anyway, Mel wasn't doing all that. She just fell on the floor. And Marcel, like, he fell back and he said, "You're the mother of my child." Child, nigga, four children. She's the mother of four. Anyway, she wasn't gonna catch your ass anyway, and you knew it. He said in his confessional, it says she doesn't want anybody to see her like being nice to him or, you know, doing any activities with him because it would lead them to believe that, you know, she's being weak. No, she don't like you. She don't want to play with you. That's how that is. It's so funny how he in his head has to analyze her actions based on whether, you know, what she wants or needs from him. I think it's done. Like, y'all been divorced for a long time. I think she needs you to leave her alone, but you can't seem to do that. And then y'all are here on these vacations together, and we don't want any of that, but here we are. Actually, considering the situation, everything was going pretty well until Miss Kiki walked her happy tail in the house. Hola, hola, I am here. Hello, hi. I was like, where is she going with her arms in the hola, hola. I'm like, girl, where is you going? I wish you could see the looks on everybody's face. Well, I mean, I guess if you watched it, you've seen a child. And nobody looked like they was happy to see her come in there. She looked a fool, is what she looked. Now Nell's trying to explain to Tisha because she could tell, like, I mean, the energy went, wah, wah, wah. They was, you know, they was right here. They wasn't here. They was right here. Now they way down here. And it's all thanks to Nell and Mel. Yeah, Nell, Mel, and Kiki, and possibly Stormy. Nell is trying to explain, like, how Kiki ended up there. Kiki gave her a call and, you know, she was hesitant to do it, but she went ahead and told Kiki that she could come through. And Kiki, do you have anything you would like to say to the people? And Kiki's like, yeah, let me take the mic. I'll take the mic. And I was like, she got a mic? I did not see no mic. She did not have a mic. She had a handful of markers, and Kiki stood there pretending like she was finna hold onto the microphone. So she took the microphone. She took the markers and then told Nell, I'm not finna sing. And did nobody think she was funny? Because everybody was wondering what the hell she was doing there. Especially Tisha and Marcel and Kimmy and Maurice. So she made this grand apology. I want to apologize to everyone who was at Maurice and Kimmy's house the day I act a fool over there. I'm sorry about that. And Kimmy and Maurice, I'm very sorry I act a fool at your house. I was completely out of line, shouldn't have done any of that. Tisha, and you know, I act a fool and threw a drink in your face, and I'm sorry about that. So that's it. Said my sorry, and so yeah, that's it. That's all. Maurice was like, I accept your apology, but that was last month. And Kimmy is like, yeah, girl, keep it. We don't want it. You waiting until now, like all this time later. It's been a whole month. It seems like what's the point at this point? And Kiki said she was embarrassed. Like, I just really didn't know how to face you. And Kimmy was like, yeah, it's good, girl. We wasn't friends before. We ain't about to be friends now. Keep doing what you're doing. Just leave me out of it. We may or may not be inviting you to any more functions that involve the family. You're not a Scott. She's not a Scott. She's a whatever her husband is. Didn't I ask Tisha, did you accept her apology? Tisha's like, sure. What do you mean, do I accept her apology? I mean, I'm not sure I'm accepting your apology because I was not told that this lady was coming, the same lady that assaulted me. And you were there when it happened. So you should have at least considered, maybe I'll ask Tisha if she's comfortable. And I would have tell you, hell no. So I'm staying home. Tisha walked up in the kitchen because at the end of the day, she was not in the mood to play games with those people. And Tisha and Marcel generally get on my very last nerve, but I'm teaming them this week because this was all wrong. I didn't like it. Nell's sitting up there trying to be emotional, like she's trying her best to bring some tears because she doesn't want anybody to be mad at her. Chris told her not to do that in the first place, but here she go doing it anyway, and it turned out exactly like he said it was going to turn out, a disaster. Marcel went back to check on Tisha, and it was nice to see him finally doing what he's supposed to do when it comes to Tisha and her feelings. Cause so he went off. He asked her, is she okay? She's like, I'm okay, but I need to pull myself together because it feels like I've been played. Like I thought me and Nell were cool, but here we are with her like ambushing me with this psycho cousin of mine. Nell came back there and, now she's trying to figure out like how to fix the situation that she's created. So she's like, well, do y'all want her here? And, I don't remember what they said. I know they looked at her crazy and she was like, all right. Like I did not hear it come out of their mouth. Maybe they said it. I don't remember. I did not hear them say, no, we don't want her here. I think Nell came to that conclusion on her own based on the way, Tisha was looking at her like, what you think? Anyway. She gonna talk about, I wish she didn't even show up. What do you mean you wish she didn't show up? She wouldn't have showed up if you hadn't told her she cared. And then like, did she call last night? She kept saying she called last night. There's conflicting stories going on. I don't know when she called her, but whenever she called her, Nell should have, picked up the phone and called Tisha and let her know. Nell went back in there and told Kiki, listen, the people have spoken and they said they don't want you here. And Tish, what's her name? Kiki is like, I don't have to stay here. Like I'm, fine with that, but nobody's gonna tell me whether I can or can't stay. And Stormy's over there saying you can stay with us, which I feel like, yeah, girl, you knew your girl Kiki was gonna be there. She says she ain't going nowhere, but I'm like, why though? Why do you need to be there? What is going on there? These couples are together and it's you to do what? To hang out with who? Marcel was standing out there and like at this point, him and Tisha are back like with the group. And Marcel was explaining to Mel, like, just like you don't want to be around certain people. That's how Tisha feels. Like she feels like she's not really in a place where she wants to be around Kiki. And then Martell is over there, like with his ears hustling in the conversation, talking about, what are you talking about? Who does she not want to be around? Are you talking about me? Is it me that Mel doesn't want to be around? Like, what's really going on? And this turns into a whole nother screaming match about him and Mel cheating on him and Nell going back and forth. Like she's screaming at Martell. It was a whole like, I don't even know where that shit came from out the blue, where him getting so worked up about Martell saying that Mel doesn't want to be around him. And he's so upset that people aren't taking his side. Y'all are divorced. What side are you talking about? What side is it that you need people to be on? You cheated on Mel. There's proof of that. His name is Small Child over there with coleslaw. Now y'all keep calling the kid different names, and it is what it is. I don't even want to say the kid's name. Other household. Anyway, for whatever reason, he wants us to believe that Mel cheated. She told the story. Nobody holds it against her. And like, no matter what, even if I cheated on her, we were still married. Even if she lived somewhere else, we were still married. So she says forever and never gonna cheat on me. And she did when she was at that apartment over there because we never talked about not getting back together. And I was like, man, I talked to 75 11 divorce attorneys. I was ready to go. What are you talking about? We're tired of this screaming match. And I'm surprised that Chris sat there and let Martell scream at Nell, even though Nell was turned too, but he was doing a whole lot of screaming at Nell and a whole lot of screaming at Stormy. Here comes Kimmy, because you know Kimmy has her cake ready at all times. So are we saying that once a spouse cheats, then it's fair game and everybody can just cheat if they want to? Kimmy, with all the bending over that Maurice has you doing over there, I don't know how cheating would be something that you would even be considering. Just saying. Are we really trying to defend Martell in this moment? Sound crazy. Marcel tells Mel like Tisha feels betrayed. She feels like you knew, what was up, and you talked to this girl and knew she was coming and didn't say nothing. And Mel's like, that's not how that happened. I talked to Kiki like 2 weeks ago, and I told her to call Nell, see what's going on with the trip. I didn't know like what was going on between those two. You kind of did. Y'all were over at the gym, and Tisha told you then she was done. She wasn't trying to talk about that. Feel like Mel probably just, threw the ball at Nell and, things turned out the way they did. And I don't know who was involved or who wasn't involved. All of them seemingly was involved. And at the end of the day, it was foul. Somebody should have involved Tisha in the conversation, since she's the one that got bust upside the head with a paper cup, plastic cup, whatever the kind of red Solo cup. I feel like Kiki was over there trying to weasel her way back into, things because she's like, what's going on with the group? Why do you want to know? Like, you're not even part of the group. So what do you need tea on, girl? Sit your ass down. What group was you chilling with before you came over here in Tisha's circle? You over here on every blog trying to tell this ridiculous story about how the people called you and told you Marcel was cheating. You are so freaking invested in these people's marriage. It's weird. As much as you say you ain't, you are. And if Tisha's involving you, you should be like, girl, I'm not. Girl, that's your husband. You figure it out. Mel told her a long time ago, pack the kids in the car and drive on over there and pull up if you want to know. Don't ask me. That's what you should have told her. No, you were so willing to private eye yourself down to the cell phones bills and stuff. Records. Now you want to stand here looking a fool. I don't know like what this whole thing, this Kiki pop-up was supposed to give, but it ain't giving what it's supposed to give. It's really like making Kiki look a fool, and I don't even know what the trip is supposed to be about. Like, I need them to stop. No more therapy over here. Like, everybody needs therapy, but everybody go do their therapy privately. I don't want no more. We've had Kimmy over here with a surprise therapist with Maurice, because we know what the problem is over there. It's therapy, 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 and y'all still acting a fool. So everybody go take their therapy like to the office. We don't want it. We was like over here at the restaurant on the Bull having a good ass time, and now we over here arguing with Kiki again. And so what are we not? Then next week look like we're gonna be arguing with some more people. I thought we were gonna have fun. I'm disappointed. Bring back the Bull. That's what we should do. Can we go ride some Bull or something? What else is over there in Houston? Slim Thug, ain't he over there? Paul Wall. We know Beyonce ain't there no more, child, but Meg Thee Stallion, where you at? You ain't Houston. Okay. Anyway. Chris finally breaks up the team building situation since Martell want to be over there busting a blood vessel about Mel cheating his ex-wife, not his current wife, but his ex-wife. And don't he live with his girlfriend? Anyway, they went over to do horseback riding because that's the second part of the the team building. Now we're like leaving team building and going over to friend therapy. If I need to seek therapy to get along with my friends, I don't want them. I want some new friends. I want some new friends that I enjoy hanging out with. Be that that the hanging out with them is like my therapy. You know what I mean? I don't want friends that make me feel like I gotta go get a therapist in order for us to hang out with each other. It don't even make sense. Y'all is weird. Everybody's picking horses, and this is what they're here to ride. That's kind of fun, I suppose. It would have been funner if we could have went on the horseback ride and not stick around with Kimmy and her top tied up over her belly. Kiki wandered around, just wandering around, trying to find trying to find somebody to talk to. Anyway, Kimmy takes a walk with the therapist because she's afraid of horses. So she decides she's just gonna sit with the lady and talk and fill her in on the energy that's between the group. And she's walking around with her t-shirt tied up, and I'm like, Kelly, Kimmy, can you just buy a crop top that's already made if you feel like you just need to crop top yourself around? I'm wondering why, because I mean, Kimmy and her belly out is working my nerves, child. Anyway, and I'm not fat shaming or none, no kind of shaming. It's just desperate and embarrassing. And that's my opinion. Y'all say what you want to say. I'm just telling you how I felt. I felt like, girl, take the shirt down, tuck it in your jeans. It ain't that serious. We out here with the horses and the flies, and you want to be Maurice's what little sex machine. So after the horseback ride, Nell said they had a whole full dinner. So, that's a good idea. That way, when you get to therapy, you ain't hungry. You ain't like, I'm ready to go. Like, this lady can stop talking because I'm ready to get something to eat. So they went ahead and had a little, spread. I wish I would have seen the food. We need some joy in this moment. I mean, I've seen that there was food, but, I didn't like see no like barbecue or somewhere. I was like, whoo, Houston. Anyway, they get to the therapy part. They're sitting out in the woods on the bales of hay. The therapist asks, like, so what's up? What's up with the energy? I feel like there's tension here. Does she? I don't think she does. I think Kimmy told her what was up. And so, Nell feels her in on what happened. This lady over here are cousins, and this one right here threw a drink at that one over there, and it was at a party, and it was really bad. So I thought maybe they could talk and try to work it out, and so I invited this one here. Now this one is upset, and everything is messed up because we were having a great time, and then I messed everything up. I shouldn't have had to tell her it's okay for her to come, and she said to Kimmy, no, the therapist says to Kiki, do you have anything, that you want to say? And Kiki's like, I'm good. I got nothing to say. Sorry about that. Let me remember where the hell I was. Anyway, the therapist asked Kiki, does she think her being here had any impact on Tisha? And Kiki was like, I mean, I came in, I said, sorry, I don't know, like, I can't control anything the way other folks receive it. I said what I had to say, I did what I needed to do, and however they feel is how they feel. And I was like, well, technically, you didn't answer the question. Like, you said what you said, but did you feel like it was an impact on them? Like the answer is yes. And then of course Stormy chimes in. I mean, I feel like it's a gang up on Kiki. Um, I think she came correct and she had really great energy when she got here. But I mean, she did what she did and we saw what she did and we know it wasn't good and we know it wasn't right. But she here now, so the energy did change. So how do we move forward? Well, Marcella's like, this is the thing about that though. Like it's love because she's family. But I mean, we ain't in a place right now where we want to move forward. We don't want to deal with her. Point and blank and period. That's it. That's all. Um, Kiki's in her confessional. She's like, people just don't understand the dynamics of our relationship and what I've been through. It don't matter what you've been through because ain't nobody talking about you. There's a vacation happening here, or couples trip happening here. You're not a couple. You're not here with your husband. You assaulted this lady with a cup, with a solo cup, and don't nobody care what you've been through, girl. Because that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, you did something to her, and she doesn't want to be around you. So what are we talking about? All the rest of that stuff we don't care. And this is her show. Kiki, this is her show. I don't care who had an idea first and whether you think you want to be a talk show host and how you're smarter than everyone because you're very intelligent and how, all the things that you've just always known your whole life that you were supposed to be, in this space somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And that may be true, but not over here. This is her show. And you came on the show and you picked wrong. You should have picked your family. If you want to use your family. And their family said no. And now they definitely don't want to fool with you. And I wouldn't either. Throw a glass in my face and see how we mend fences. We won't. Marcel was saying like how in the beginning, like with Mel and Martell, how when they first separated, the group kept trying to push the issue and get them back together and get them in a space together, not knowing like how abusive that situation was over there. And he said with Tisha and Kiki, it's starting to feel like the same thing. And it is. And if you're feeling that way, like when Kiki arrived, the whole energy was drained out of the building. And Kiki, you weren't there before, so there's no reason for you to be there now. Then you called up Nell, whether it was 2 weeks before or 2 days before or the day before or however you did it. You called this lady and asked her, could you come on a trip? She didn't seek you out because if she would have, you would have been down to the rodeo bar with a cowboy hat when she was handing them out. She didn't get one from you, so you forced your way into the situation, and nobody wanted you there. Kiki thinks that some people in the group are judging her based on what they saw her do over at the barbecue when she threw water in this lady's face. And she said that didn't just happen. It came from years of pent up, built up energy that has gone on between the two of them. And she said she apologized already for her actions, but she's not sorry that she did it. And I would like for somebody to please explain to me what the hell does that mean? I apologize for my actions, but I'm not sorry that I did it. Kiki, you are so smart. That's very tricky how you apologize and don't really be sorry. Girl, that's how that ended, child. We're gonna come back next week and they done brought back Stormy's family and they arguing with each other over there. We don't know these people. We met them, when did we meet them? I don't even remember. I know Stormy's angry mama is over there fighting with her sisters and brothers and cousins and things. So, Stormy got to put on her cape and go put out some fires around at her own house. Mel and Martell are having a conversation. I don't know why. And Tisha and Marcel argue about her office, and she said, I heard her say something about it ain't nothing over there besides some sticks still. And I think she's talking about Scott Manor, and we've been saying the same thing. So yeah. All right, y'all. I hope everybody had an amazing Christmas holiday, and I'm gonna see y'all before the new year. I got some more. I've been these last few days, I've been wore out. So I'm back though. And I hope you're glad to see me because I'm glad to be here. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, we'll talk about something else at another time. Bye, y'all.